mic. Check, check, check. Justin Hunt. It's all happening. Thank you to everybody rocking with the channel. I'm going to jump right in today. Ye's highly anticipated interview with DJ Akademiks released today. Today it released. It's about an hour and 22 minutes long. I'm not going to react to the entire conversation, but I am going to talk about some of the bigger moments that did come out of this. As you've probably heard by now, he is dressed head to toe in a full black KKK outfit. This is recorded vlog style, so Akademiks is in the van on the way to the Chateau Marmont where the interview takes place. He walks into the hotel room. Ye's there wearing a Sean John shirt. He steps away for a second to change into his black KKK robe. And so they stand up. They're standing up next to the wall talking for like an hour and 22 minutes. And in the beginning, Ye rambles basically for the first 28 minutes. I don't want to say rambles, but he is talking very fast. I don't believe it's manic, but I do believe that he was very excited. You know, sometimes you get excited and like you've got like you're trying to get your breath control in check. That's basically how he sounded. And he goes through his talking points. He talks about the things he doesn't like about the Jews, of course. He talks about Diddy and his relationship with Diddy and why he put Northwest on a song with Diddy while he's in jail, the point he was trying to make there. But there are some bigger moments. And so we're gonna take a look at some of these clips. And up first, I find this really interesting, right? I find this part really interesting because Ye has been very hard on Kendrick Lamar over the past few weeks, right? Ye has been basically discrediting Kendrick all the way around in one way or the other, along with so many other people. It hasn't even been just uniquely Kendrick, we'll say that. And so one of the things that people have been saying is that Ye is just clearly jealous of Kendrick. Ye's not good when other people have the attention. And so now he's going at Kendrick because he's jealous of Kendrick. Well, Ye admits to it. So here's what he says. Let's take a listen to it.
And it's the other shit. I don't really have a problem with Kendrick. I would never call Kendrick a you know what I'm saying? I don't like what happened with the song and that whole idea. I don't like how they used Kendrick.
He says he doesn't really have a problem with Kendrick. He just doesn't like how they used Kendrick. Now, I'm pretty sure that this came from, I think this particular angle came from some behind the scenes conversations that took place. We shall see. We shall say that. And perhaps he really means this, but he draws a distinction between Kendrick and some of the other people he has real grievances with. And we'll get to these other names, but he has real grievances with Carti, John Legend, Pusha T, for example. And he'll explain what the difference is. But here's what he knows here. He said that he doesn't actually have a problem with Kendrick. He has a problem with the way they use Kendrick. Now he continues.
That's right. And also, I don't like him saying he the number one because I'm the number one. So those are my two things.
So he also doesn't like Kendrick saying he's number one because Ye's number one. So that adds into the jealousy part. Now, he's going to go further into it. But that point right there, the number one part, that was also in Ye's conversation with Justin LaBoy, the second one he did right before. I guess the premiere happened the night of the Grammys. And so I was actually there. And in that conversation, he talked about how, it was disappointing for him to see Kendrick take out Drake because to him, Drake was his nemesis. So here's more color and context to that.
That's jealousy. They feel like even when you criticize the Super Bowl performance, you're like, man, I didn't like him on Carti's album. He got too many verses. Like, yeah, he can rap, but we ain't want to hear this shit.
Y'all don't go to church? God is an angry God. God is a jealous God. What are you talking about? I'm the closest thing to God on earth, and I act just like how God acts.
I'm the closest thing to God on earth, and I act just like God acts. Now, one thing that's really interesting to me about Ye, the way he talks all the time, is that since Jesus, right, I am a God, hurry up with my damn, I am a God, even though I'm a man of God, my whole life in the hand of God, so y'all better quit playing with God, right? Since then, he's been referring to himself as God consistently. I mean, there's an interlude on Vultures. Vultures 1, the good one. 1 second applause to Vultures 1. I like that album. And so there's an interlude on there of Mike Tyson saying everyone has a God complex, a delusional issue. I am a God. He was talking about Kanye West. It says everybody who's a celebrity has the delusional issue. And, but listening to Ye in this conversation and generally all conversations, I like to think of myself as someone who studies Kanye West conversations. And he blends the I am a God and I'm the closest thing to God quite often these days. Even in this conversation, he talks about how he is God quite a bit, quite a bit. And it's interesting to me from the lens of someone who is a practicing Christian, it seems. And the first commandment is thou shalt not have no other God before me. And so the way he moves in and out of it is really interesting from that standpoint. Now here he does a great job of separating the two, but that's not always the case in this conversation and generally speaking. He really does represent himself as God, and not in the same context as you might find in 5%er conversations or other different types of religions out there where that believe man is God. It's a very common thing. It's not as outlandish as it is, but that really colors a lot of his actions and a lot of the way that he frames things, particularly in this conversation.
Like I go up, when people, whatever interview you did previous to the interview, of this interview, I guarantee you it's gonna be more of a blessing than the previous interview. So what does God do? Bless. God has used me to bless. John Legend, boom. Amber Rose, Kim, Travis, Carti. You get what I'm saying? So whatever is here, the blessings run through me, but in that same way, I'm angry, I'm jealous. And now I can say all these people were the family that I never had, but North is my actual family. So give me one reason, please. Because before it's all jealousy, is this and that, and now it's this far. So yes, I was jealous that Kendrick is on Carti album, and I feel like that's two different genres. It seemed like J. Cole and Kendrick would be more like, I like mixing genres and shit, but yeah, I'm jealous. Yeah, I'm hearing this shit for the first time. Yeah, I'm not on it. Yeah, this man rapping about Skims. It's like, what about all this shit when I say I don't fuck with rappers? I don't fuck with celebrities. And then I do the Jay-Z tweet and people be surprised. Like, I told you niggas I don't fuck with niggas. Y'all niggas just don't be believing me.
So that's what Ye had to say about Kendrick. He admits that he's jealous of Kendrick. And he framed it from his standpoint of being the closest thing to God on earth. So that was a big moment in this conversation that's going to have a lot of headlines on here. He has a moment in here where he talks about what happened with Ty Dolla Sign. Now, Ty Dolla Sign has been Ye's most frequent collaborator the past few years. From their work with Vultures, etc. Ty Dolla Sign came out and put up a post saying that he condemns hate of all kinds, right? It was basically a public post that was going against Ye. And so is where Ye talks about Ty Dolla Sign and how he felt about that and why Ty was one of the targets in his 5-week Twitter spree that we've all endured.
Do you talk to these people like before you send out a tweet? Because I would imagine he would give you a call and say, "Hey, I'm in a tough spot." Like, and again, I think you said something important. You're not expecting everybody around you to be dick riders and agree with you, but when they speak out against you, you feel like it's either necessary or that's form of betrayal, right?
Yeah, like Ty put up the tweet before we landed. He said, "I gotta say something." I said, "I'm not racist, but Ye is."
So that was a really good question by Akademiks. Do you talk to these people? Does Ye talk to these people before he has these public blow-ups, turns them into public antagonists, right? And Ye says, early in this conversation, he says, just because you disagree with me doesn't mean you have to speak against me, which is something that is very relatable, I think, to most people. If somebody's still your homie, you don't have to go outside and tell the world that your homie is wrong, right? Maybe sometimes you do, but you also talk to your homie about if you're going to say something that's going to put him in a tough situation. I mean, Ye describes him as having a problem with a number of people not doing that or talking about him publicly in a negative way when they could have just said nothing, right? And Ty Dolla Sign in this example, Ye just said that he and Ty talked about what that tweet should say, and Ye told Ty, according to Ye, he told Ty what would work. Say, "I'm not racist, but Ye is." This is where Ye takes us.
We agreed upon that. When I landed, he put up, "I don't condone hate speech." You letting these niggas put words in your mouth. I 137x'd his career. Not one, not two, not 20, 137x'd it. And while I'm on a plane, you put up word by word Jewish vernacular. My thing is we can sit and talk it out. I know they on your head, but nigga, you don't got to denounce me, period. And if you do, you talk to me about how we gonna do it. See all these street niggas and this niggas running around with guns, got bodies, they think they boss, so they think I'm a motherfucking Vic or some shit. They think because I give niggas high salaries, nigga, I'm a billionaire, nigga, I don't give a fuck about that shit. See, this is my issue with Jim Jones, right? So
again, that's what he says. His issue is when people denounce him, particularly people that he puts in a great situation, puts people he put on, people he's helped directly, and then they go outside and then they speak against him. So he adds color there, but that's what happened with Ty Dolla Sign. Now, you just heard we're about to get into Jim Jones next, so here's what he says about Jim Jones.
So he says he's gonna get a jiv or a div. I don't know what the fuck the word is, but basically like he gonna get a percentage if he introduced me to this crypto nigga, right? Mm-hmm. And I know this shit sound like a Tarantino movie. Jim Jones wants me to meet with Mr. Pink to make $2 million off a crypto coin. Next Tarantino film, right? So then I found out before the second meeting that he was gonna make this money.
I guess Ye is Mr. Pink. In this analogy, he's wearing a pink polo. He had like 3 or 4 pink polo references in this conversation. 1 second applause. Reservoir Dogs. I love that movie. Reservoir Dogs.
So.
Did he tell you?
No, he said that he's going to get a percentage. He didn't tell me what it was, and he didn't say he's going to give me a piece of it either. When I found out how much money it was, I was like, you know what? One second. Hello.
Yeah, he's taking a phone call. So he's on his way to Japan. He was only supposed to have a 40-minute conversation with Akademiks. They ended up talking for 80 minutes overall.
When I found out that he was getting the money, I was like, how much money is it? Yeah, I'm gonna take that meeting for you to get the money, but I guess I can sit there, what, you go, like I wasn't like, oh nigga, you didn't tell me, I'm not gonna do it. I still took the meeting and the nigga still got the money, right?
So he got paid $2 million?
Yes.
For you taking the meeting?
For me taking the meeting. But watch. And the money was a bit behind my back, I didn't really know about it. People be doing shit behind my back. My issue with Jim was we working on clothes. And I said, look, send me a PDF. For anybody who doesn't know, it's like a group of pictures in a folder that you send to the iPhone. You could do like 300 pictures, 10 pictures on it, 10 pages. I said, send me a PDF of all the ideas, all the young niggas you know in New York. Let me see all of this shit right now. Let the king see everything that's happening, right? This man tells me, I don't know how to make a PDF. That was way more disrespectful to me than the nigga figuring out how to get the $2 million. Do you understand why? Because this shit to my face, nigga.
Mm. Now, I feel him on this. Like, can you imagine this? Especially the situation, right? So what it sounds like it is someone in the crypto world, my thoughts on this are that one of the meme coin companies that's been doing these rug pulls reached out to Jim Jones to get in touch with Ye to set up a meeting. Now, I'm not sure if Ye did the rug pull. I think he might have tweeted one of these meme coins, I'm not sure. But that's something that's been happening this year, all the way from the president, all the way from Trump and Melania. They did 2 meme coins before Inauguration Day. Hunte Girl is in this situation. A lot of people, Adam 22, he did one of these. A lot of these people have been doing meme coin rug pulls where how it works is they tweet out support for a meme coin. And then a whole bunch of people go buy the coin for when it launches. And then after launch, they pull the rug out of the investors. And then the artist or whoever goes back and says, oh, I got hacked or whatever, they say that they weren't a part of it. Not everybody does it the same way, but there's a lot of people who have been doing that. Hunte Girl just the other day said the SEC cleared her of wrongdoing. So, fraud, I guess, meme coin fraud is a cool thing. Maybe it's not even fraud. It's fraud, but it's not fraud anymore. Maybe you're not even getting penalized for it. That's what it sounds like, what Jim Jones wanted Ye to take this meeting about. It sounds like that to me. Now, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section. But that's what it sounds like. So, but in order to even get the meeting, Jim Jones was going to get $2 million. $2 million as Ye describes it here. Right? So Ye takes the meeting. I don't know if he tweeted this out or not. I'm not sure. Someone let me know, confirm in the comment section. But Jim Jones gets the $2 million. He gets the $2 million. And in return, Ye is like, all right, cool, Jim Jones, I need you to show me all the looks that all the flyest, most well-dressed young cats from Harlem or from the city or whatever right now. I need you to put them in a PDF. I need pictures of them in a PDF document and send it to me. Send it to me so I can look at them for my Yeezy stuff. And Jim Jones says, I don't know how to make a PDF. Now, I feel Ye on that. You mean to tell me that I just put my name on the line in a meeting with some people that I wouldn't want to be talking to, so you could get $2 million, and all I ask you to do is put together a file with a bunch of pictures, and you look at me and says, I don't know how to do that? Figure it out. That to me would be the $2 million. That would be the exchange. That would be the exchange, right? I just basically got you $2 million. You can go to ChatGPT, you can go to Google, you can go to somebody young, someone in your crew, and tell them this is what you need to do right now. Here, I got $1,000 for you. You just made $2 million. You don't go back to that person who just put you in a situation where you made a fast $2 million. And when he asks you for something, pretty much probably anything, but something definitely that basic, and be like, I don't even know how to do that, dog. I don't know what you're talking about. I see where Ye's coming from on this.
You gonna lie to me about a fucking PDF, you nigga? After I sat and took the meeting for you, you took the money and I didn't even ask your broke ass for a percentage?
Maybe he didn't know how to do it.
Do you think one
Akademiks, maybe he didn't know how to do it.
his young niggas knew how to do it?
Yeah, of course.
Do you think that he could have figured it out after that nigga made $2 million?
Definitely.
Next subject.
Definitely.
Next subject. So that's Jim Jones, and that is Ty Dolla Sign. So those are the two people he talks about there. Now he moves on to Drake, Frank Ocean, and Virgil. Okay, coming up here in this next section. So listen to what he says about them.
What is the real thing with you and Drake? Like, I've always been confused. It feels like, I can't tell if it's a love-hate thing. I've watched hundreds of hours of you talking about just interviews, and at a point, it felt like the energy shifted, and then we just started seeing it everywhere. And I can't tell, what is it?
Yeah, it's like family members that you don't fuck with. Like, I appreciate, one thing is Drake is a million times better than Kendrick and a million times more important. You know what I'm saying? What Future has done, Thug, what Drake just culturally is, that shit last year, I couldn't even barely sit through that shit. That shit was insane, bro.
It's crazy because Ye jumped out there saying everybody was excited about the elimination of Drake. Everybody was, he made a remix, I like that remix, Yo Dot, I Got You. No, I mean, I don't even know if that song really even got out there, but no one talks about that song. I like it. I like the remix a lot, even if Ye's verse isn't crazy. But he sat up there in the Justin LaBoy interview talking about how everybody was excited about this. He went in there and said, drop and give me shit. Ain't nobody drop and give you shit. Your raps don't mean shit because everything is AI, everything is fake, it's inauthentic. That's what he just said. He was the one who set off a lot of the backstory that people were looking at when it came to Universal and Lucy and Grange. Well, here we are, almost a year anniversary to that song coming out, to the Like That remix. He's like, Drake is way better at everything. It feels like the contrarian conversation. It's the contrarian point of view. As soon as they like you, make them unlike you. We've been watching this with Ye for a long time. Listen to where he takes this.
That shit had Lucy and Grange, Universal, Drake lawsuit shit written all over it. This shit, the I align, at the end of the day, all this shit I'm saying, Jim Jones, Kendrick did, all these celebrities, the funny thing is we're all in the same boat. But while we're on that boat, we're also fighting amongst each other. And as I get stronger and stronger, I'll get more into a position of being who I really am. But right now, or maybe I get into that position right now, but where I was yesterday, it was like, how the fuck I'm supposed to lead y'all and you got these niggas that's running y'all making you fuck with me? So none of y'all niggas can fuck with me or will fuck with me, and if you fuck with my daughter, then I'm sitting down for that. So, and that's my stance on it. It's like, nigga, I make music better. I push no one make music that's nowhere near as good as music. Like when I made Moon, it basically ended Frank Ocean's career. He ain't have a song since then. He's like, sipping some wine. Like, nigga, like I heard it. I was like, oh, this nigga's never gonna be able to make another album again. I wanna go to the moon. Any genre of music that anyone has, I make a better version of it. I'm 10 times stronger at music than anyone living, but then in 5 territories. Okay, what do I do? Clothing, this, political stance, social media, expression, gravitational pull, momentum creating, all that. So what do we do with that? Why do I go at the celebrity?
That list is kind of crazy to listen to because I remember when the list was like best flows, most consistent, realest stories. I set the most trends, most charisma, and my interviews are hotter, right? He's like music, political stance, create motion, aura, you know what I mean? There are other intangibles that play greatly into superstardom, play greatly into influence. I just like the way that he basically made up a whole brand new list that's, of the things that's important to him at this point in time. Let's hear that one more time.
Stance, 5 territories. Okay, what do I do? Clothing, this, political stance, social media, expression, gravitational pull, momentum creating, all that. So what do we do with that? Why do I go at the celebrities? Because they're in the way. They're making, as J. Cole said, false idol. Nigga, you're the false idol. You can't fuck with me no day.
Now, this is where I greatly disagree with him. Greatly disagree with him. I mean, he is saying he goes at the celebrities because they're in their way. Now, we heard him before when he said that if you disagree with me, that's one thing. When you come out against me, you speak against me, that's another thing. We just heard him say that. And I understand where this last thing, I go at the celebrities because they're in the way. I get that. It's crazy to me because I'm listening to him say this while I'm watching him wear a black KKK Klansman outfit. I'm watching him wear a Klansman outfit while he says he goes at celebrities because they're in the way. You know, I'm a huge fan of Yeezus. Yeezus had Confederate flags on it. Then he puts on the red hat. Then he starts wearing swastikas. And now he's dressed as a full Klansman, talking about I go at celebrities because they're in the way. In the way of what? I don't have the answer to that question.
They're the false idols. They want to put people, camouflage the truth, the goal, the true God. And everybody know, all of them know what it is. All of them needs to work for me. Drake need to be my writer. Trav need to be my producer like how it always was.
They're all standing in the way of the true God, me. They all should be working for me. And he's wearing a black Klansman outfit and a swastika chain. I said Gnostica, almost said Nautica. Swastika chain. Formerly made his own red hat and has been selling Confederate flags since 2013. And he wants everybody to work for him. Let's hear that part one more time.
But somebody, Drake all of them know the goal, the truth, camouflage the truth, the goal, the true God. And everybody know, all of them know what it is. All of them needs to work for me. Drake need to be my writer. Trav need to be my producer like how it always was. But somebody, they pull him to the side, they Virgil them niggas. See, the thing is, Virgil going to LVMH, the black situation don't change. Kamala, vice president, the black situation don't change. Or the world situation, period. Obama president, the world situation don't change. Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Ye, Disney, Howard Hughes. Howard Hughes changed flight. You know what I'm saying? And if you watch The Aviator, him as a white man, him because he's a maverick, they fuck with him. They fuck with him. At the end of the day, y'all fucking with me, but I'm here to just tell y'all that y'all can't fuck with me.
See, that's the thing again with Ye, right? If you look at or you listen to clips, it's very easy to pull out things that you can connect with. Oh, yeah, this point right here makes a lot of sense to me. Oh, I like that point right there. When you watch this whole thing, and I've watched this thing twice today, I've probably spent 3.5 hours watching this, this conversation. And he's all over the place, right? I mean, if you listen to the people right there again, who he describes, let's hear that one more time.
That's the whole idea. Camouflage the truth, the goal, the true God. And everybody know, all of them know.
The true God, all of them know.
What it is. All of them needs to work for me.
All of them need to work for me.
Drake need to be my writer. Trav need to be my producer like how it always was. But somebody, they pull him to the side, they Virgil them niggas. See, the thing
they Virgil them niggas.
Is Virgil going to LVMH, the black situation don't change.
Virgil going to LVMH, the black situation don't change.
Kamala, vice president, the black situation don't change.
Kamala, the vice president, the black situation don't change.
Or the world situation, period.
Or the world situation, period.
Obama president, the world situation don't change.
Obama president, the world situation don't change. Right. So he's talking about Virgil, Kamala, and Obama. The world situation don't change. I think these are things that people would agree with. I think generally speaking, people know enough to know at this point in time that red team or blue team, everybody's on the same team. But he only ever has smoke for people on the blue team. He only ever has smoke for people on the blue team. Right. You know, while he's wearing a Black Klansman outfit. While he basically reiterates manosphere talking points, red pill talking points, MAGA talking points, Nazi talking points, Confederate talking points, Klansman talking points. He only has smoke for Kamala, Obama, whatever, blue team stuff, while he's wearing a Klansman outfit. He's been pushing that imagery in those conversations since 2013. On a massive global scale, most people don't really even know who Kanye West is until 2004. College Dropout comes out in 2004. For 13 years, he's been on this, and that was 9 years after he showed up. He's been on this longer than he was on George Bush doesn't care about black people or whatever he was talking about. Now, I'm not marginalizing this to a political thing by any means. I'm just pointing out that celebrities are in the way of him, the true God. They all need to work for me. Nothing changed with Kamala. Nothing changed with Obama. But me here in a Black Klansman outfit and my swastika chain, we can change the world situation. I'm not sure what audience he's looking to reach, but I also know I don't want to be in a situation where those powers run the world. Those powers have always run the South. Always run the South, right? People have this idea that the Democratic Party, the black people are slave to the Democratic Party, right? And I understand it. I understand where that perspective comes from. Yeah, we voted with the Democrats since the Civil Rights Act. Yeah, it makes sense, right? But black people mostly live in the South. Black people aren't slaves to the Democratic Party. Black people are in opposition to the Confederacy. The South are the Confederates. That's where most black people live. So whatever shirt the Confederates put on, black people, we put on the opposite. If the Confederates put on a blue shirt, we put on a red shirt. If the Confederates put on a red shirt, we put on a blue shirt. Okay, we're not slaves to this political party by any means. It's that from a state level where most of us live, we're under Confederate policies all the time. And now we're in a national political landscape where they're bringing back Confederate-friendly legislation and Jim Crow policies right now. It's literally right now happening. You can watch Elon do two of the hardest Sig Heils I've ever seen outside of a YouTube World War II history video. You go watch him support I think it's the NPR, I can't think of the political party in Germany. You know, he's out there supporting their basically new Nazi party, or the party that identifies with Nazism in Germany. You can watch him talk about empathy is the downfall of Western civilization. These are all things that they're Nazi talking points. And here's Ye say, the world doesn't change in his Black Klansman outfit with his Nazi swastika chain, screaming about how he's a billionaire and that he's God and everybody needs to work for him. And then he's mad when people speak out against him. if you, again, listen to this conversation and you've watched the clips, you're going to find a lot of things that you identify with, that you agree with. There's a bunch of stuff he says in here that I agree with. But when trying to process all of this, it's incoherent. And it sends a different message, to be honest. Because do I want to live in a world where Confederate Klansman imagery is so desensitized? I'm not sure if he talks a whole lot about how, you know, from his point of view, from his words, how Jews are profiting off of all of our pain all the time. I think we can see that. Black pain is profitable. You know, like black trauma tourism is a real thing. Whether that's Jewish people, whether that's white people, whether that's a broad spectrum of economic indicators and whole industries. It's not like a brand new thought, okay? We get that. While he's wearing a Klansman outfit. I saw his list of ops, and he had the black community on there because they're not following him to swastikas and Klanman outfits. Listen to where he takes this next.
Change. Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Ye, Disney, Howard Hughes. Howard Hughes changed flight. You know what I'm saying? And if you watch The Aviator, him as a white man, him because he's a maverick, they fuck with him. They fuck with him. At the end of the day, y'all fucking with me, but I'm here to just tell y'all that y'all can't fuck with me. That's the whole idea. Like,
why?
That's the whole idea, because everything comes back to very him-centric. And that's where Ye loses me, truthfully, in these conversations. Now, I told you guys before, like, I'm emotionally detached from Ye years ago. I sort of just watch and read. But when I'm watching these conversations, it always just comes back to him. There isn't community. There isn't culture. It's just poking holes in, you know, black people, basically, black community. Now, maybe some of his points I 100% agree with, but he doesn't offer solutions, and he's caping for groups that have always historically been antagonistic to the black community, legislatively antagonistic to the black community, which is a different thing. When you're legislatively antagonistic to a community, that's different than ignoring a community. Ignoring is not great, it's not better. You know me, I talk to you guys all the time. I am an anti-Confederate. Because black people, we're conservative by nature. We like Bibles, dolls, and guns. We like Islam so much we've created two of our own. Okay, we want our land, our guns, leave us alone. We're very simple. We should be voting with the conservative party, but the conservative party isn't conservative, it's Confederate. That's how they legislate. That's how you have all these Jim Crow laws that are coming back. This is how you have book bans that are coming back. This is how you have Trump signing an executive order to allow organizations to discriminate and segregate if they want to. This is how you have a bill in Mississippi that was proposed that wanted to turn people arrested who were undocumented America, put them in lifetime prisons. You know, this is how you have boards over the city of Jackson so that the folks in Jackson, one of the blackest cities in the country, their votes don't actually count. They have a board between Jackson and the state. These things are happening right now. They're legislatively antagonistic. It's different than just like, oh, we use you for votes, but we didn't elect any policy. Both of those are two terrible options. I had Jill Stein on this platform last year to talk about third-party stuff, and half the audience hated me for doing it because they looked at it as me going against Kamala. I understand where people sit here and say, people are slaves of the Democratic Party. I get it. You know, I like Dr. Conrad Murray's idea of the 70-30 plan. I think who's ever open to hearing our issues, we should be talking to. I'm with it. Right? We gotta make ourselves a little more open. I understand where this comes from. But when Ye talks about it, he's talking about it, how everything has to come back to him. And that is a very billionaire mindset. It's very similar to how Elon talks or how Trump talks. It's very similar. I am the only one that can fix it. And that's where I think he loses a lot of people. Because there's such a disconnect. It is very obvious, and yet it's still entertaining, And if you listen to clips, you can always find something that directly connects to you.
They fucked Virgil after he passed. I think a lot of people feel like, he's not here to defend himself. And that, I think people are just confused by that. We get the story of how you guys kind of separated and how you feel. But, they always say sometimes, when someone passes away, you can't be for the dead man, It feels like you still have a little bit of animosity there.
I'm evil.
That's his answer. That's his answer. When people criticize him for bringing up Virgil, since Virgil passed and he can't speak up for himself, this is what Ye says.
You don't think about his family and other people that love him?
I am an evil person.
You don't think that? I feel like you've always represented God-fearing ideals, though.
Yeah.
So how could you identify that person?
God has the wrath. You only play with God for so long. Niggas is out here playing games. Don C and him starting RSVP behind my back. This nigga taking money, like kind of the Jim Jones situation. Oh, Ye gonna come to the club. I was a Louis Vuitton Don. They take that position, they put him in that position, they build the anti-Kanye club at Nike. Everybody worked for me. And what best put it in perspective is Virgil is the Jesus of the niggas that work for me, right? Because every nigga that worked for me would have rather been me. Why do I have problems with almost every celebrity? Because they're jealous. And they should be, because I'm better than them. Because I'm more anointed and I'm appointed. And I understand the jealousy in the hearts of men, but they have to understand the wrath of the king also. All these could shut the fuck up. Don C pussy ass. Supposed to be the realest nigga alive. You know what I'm saying? I remember him sitting with me and saying, brah, what's up with this red hat, bro? What's up with this red hat? They told me, who's they, nigga? They told me that, if you don't stop wearing the hat, man, they're gonna give it. And they named the rapper right here. Now, I love this rapper, so I don't even wanna put him in this conversation. But it was like a they, the invisible hand. The people, damn well, that Super Bowl, that Kendrick Super Bowl and that Grammy Super Bowl had invisible hands on it.
Yeah.
Like everyone culturally fucking knows that. They fucking know that. So watch. Don C tells the nigga A side. The nigga.
See, that's the other part of it too. He's very quick to point out invisible hands that he doesn't like. But literally, he looks like a tool for KKK, Nazi sympathizers, MAGA, Klansmen, Confederates. Like, he's out here rocking their imagery so hard. And I only see this watering down these ideas that have been watered down quite a bit just through manosphere conversations, right-wing talking points. So he's pointing out everyone else that he disagrees with as being the invisible hand. And generally speaking, people seem to agree with most of it, but not acknowledging he's saying this in a Black Klansman outfit, which makes him look like he's being used, he's a tool, he's being weaponized, because there isn't anything over there that he criticizes. That's the population he runs to for conversations. Even Akademiks is part of that conversation. He doesn't criticize anything over there. All he has is smoke for things that they're against. So I'm not even sure what messaging he thinks is coming out of this. For him to feel like there should be any other expectation when it comes to how the Black community looks at this, or how the artists who speak out against him look at this, or when he has trouble clearing samples. He's putting people in a position where it's like, defend him or defend things, or defend your ancestors in a lot of ways. Things that we've been intrinsically taught and things that have just been passed down.
A-side was talk about the other day with the scoliosis, right? First of all, like I said, I make it clear, this thing gonna come up to me, talk about how my teeth don't look good. I was like, nigga, you telling me about something that look good? And of course, he's Tremaine's friend, and it bothered me. When, A-side, because it bothered me every day after you said that, like, yo, how did I let this nigga, you know that nigga say some shit to you, and like 10 minutes later, you're like, yo, how I even let this shit happen, right? So, but A-side did give me a bar. He said, Don C once told me, and this is towards the end of the conversation, the last time I ever spoke to him. He said, Man, and Don C was working for me at the time. Man, I'm glad Ye didn't get the Nike deal. And when I didn't get the Nike, it was heartbreak. It's all like, oh man, because I had the fucking Yeezys. I was on the second Yeezy. And I just, man, I'm like, we about to make the biggest. We about to make Yeezy and Nike. We about to tear people's heads off. You know what I'm saying? I'm a nigga from Chicago. I got the hottest shoe. I'm at Nike. It wasn't no J. Cole, Kendrick, Trav, Drake, Virgil. I was all of them in one, right? Before they started putting all these battery packs, Lucian battery packs, LVMH battery packs by each one to distract from the true leader and shit. So Don C then says to A-Side, I'm glad Ye didn't get the deal because it wouldn't have gave no one else a chance. Well, who's the one? 4 people that work for me. So that means all 4 people that work for me was going into the meetings with me, working on designs for me, then shaking hands with people behind my back. They wasn't really with the king. Virgil, Don C, that's Matt Williams, and that's Jerry Lorenzo. 4.
There it is right there. I mean, look, at the same time, right, away from the hypocrisy of what this looks like, the inherent contradiction around everything, again, people can understand the homies backbiting. People who don't believe in you. People who are talking down on your dreams. People who are making deals on the side at your expense. People who celebrate in your downfall. We can all relate to that to some degree, and we all hate that, right? So it's like you look at this particular point he's making, it's like, yeah, that sucks. That's crazy. That's terrible. I get it. But in the grand scope of things, there's a lot of contradictions here. All right, so there's one more clip I want to play. This is about Kim. Akademiks does a good job in this conversation, I'll be honest. Like, you know, for this to be as off the cuff as this really is, you know, Akademiks, he talked about how he did research going into this. And for him to have such a truncated amount of time and a really jarring situation, all things considered, he was able to at least ask like some of the big questions that people do have. And one of those questions is, Ye comes across as having a lack of accountability when it comes to things that are happening between him and the Kardashians, or him and Kim and his kids and their kids. And so there was a big situation that popped up that was about how Kim she has the rights to all their kids' name, image, and likeness. And Ye was very upset about that, very upset about that. And so here is Ye talking about that, the accountability or lack thereof that people view him as having.
Like, even with the situation with kids, I hear you speak about that a lot. Like, nobody really spoke on your behalf. Yeah. But even when you speak about Kim, people might be like, well, you picked her. Like, you put yourself in that.
Absolutely, I did. That was my fault.
Maybe they're saying that you don't take accountability.
Absolutely, I did. That was my fault. That's what he said. Listen to what he says next.
No, that was my fault. I didn't want to have children with this person after the first 2 months of being with her. But that wasn't God's plan.
I didn't want to have children with this person after the 2 months of being with her, but that wasn't God's plan. Jesus.
But my issue with all these celebrity niggas is, if you ain't gonna speak on my behalf of the situation I'm in right now with my children or where I was when I asked for the help years ago, don't talk about my political views. Plus your T. Like, nigga, I bled for you. If nigga asks you about me, say we ain't speaking on Ye. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how y'all looking at me like a Vic, because you a street nigga. But it ain't that time no more. I'm the lawyer off Carlito's way. I'm the boss. You niggas is broke. You niggas is not masterminds. And you niggas should never have ever gone. Look at John Legend, old sissy ass. I ain't never do nothing wrong to that nigga. I changed generations of his life. And they got all that hot sweater nigga come up and just, this nigga wears sweaters in motherfucking August and Barbados. John Legend, mashed potato. So, no, he said he smelled like mashed potatoes. I don't know where I got this from.
No, he used to be your guy though. And like, so all these relationships, yeah. Repairable, like even the Pusha, the Jay, the like, there's a long list. Even Carti, like I feel like, I know you say you want to hurt them, but you might overstep the line where maybe at a point Jay's like, man, I'm cool. Like I think after that tweet, he definitely, you know, and I don't know if these are relationships that's salvageable.
Why would I want to salvage relationships with
a lot of people?
Why would I want to salvage relationships with broke ass slaves and slave herders? Like everybody, so this is what I'm saying. The Jay-Z thing leads me to the NFL. Why do they?
There it is. Now, there's one last part here that is at the very end, right? And so here is actually, you can see Ye not in his Klansman outfit, And this is after the main conversation takes place. Akademiks keeps the camera rolling. Ye's cool with it as Ye gets ready to get in his car to go to the airport. And this is one of the most clarifying parts, or I guess maybe one of the few parts to me that looks like that this could be a troll, could be connected to a troll of some sort. Perhaps I'm looking at that wrong, but this is how Ye analyzes his Twitter store.
You might buy a car or a watch, a house. So when somebody comes to your house, no, you black, white, Muslim, whatever, people are gonna see the car, you see the house. It's just the nature of man to do that. But what happens when you had billions, then lost it, then got it back, families, lost it, say so over your kid's name and likeness, all that. Then what do you have left at that point? You got your, this voice, like, you know, we got distracted, but I want to say, this thing, whether I'm shadow banned or not, to have this idea that somebody's hearing it, 5 people are hearing it.
You talk to Elon? Like, because I feel like Elon is like, yo, listen, I might got to put some labels on it. I'm not going to kick you off of there.
Remember, I got kicked off for just posting one thing last time, like 3 years ago. So now that I've been able to do it, it's like somebody getting used to money. Like, if you think, it's like what y'all got is like 5 weeks straight. Hey, yes, man. 5 weeks straight of Beyonce had the best video. Think about that moment. And I picture that not let up. It's like having money, like me, it's like having money for real. It's like freedom to talk. You know what I mean? Because they'll be like, okay, that's enough. Your Grammy Award speech is up. Don't say that. You said that. You know what I'm saying? So now you're experiencing someone who just say everything they want to say, and a lot of people can hear it. And I won't give that up for my life. I give up my life before I gave that up.
I'd give up my life before I gave that up. 1 second applause.
And then what makes it so funny is like the Jay-Z tweet, Jay-Z's kid tweet makes the Nazi shit not even seem so bad. Every week, it's
I feel like people feel like
the Jay-Z tweet made the Nazi tweet not even seem so bad. Wow.
that was like probably the worst tweet you said.
Or the best. Or the strongest.
The worst tweet I said, or the best, or the strongest.
Yeah.
So I'll put a link in the description to the full conversation. Here's a couple of reactions that stood out to me real quick. This first one here. This is from Pose Law Esquire, Pose Lawyer. Kanye pulling up to an interview in a black KKK hood and robe and calling Drake a million times better and more culturally significant than Kendrick, while calling Kendrick the closest thing to God on earth and saying he's jealous of Kendrick is just so confusing. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. If you try to follow the train of thought, it's so convoluted and contradicting, it doesn't make sense. If you just pull out things that clip here, clip there, it's easier to connect with. But all of this is only leaning in one direction. He doesn't have smoke for everyone. He doesn't have smoke for Nazis or Confederates or Klansmen. He doesn't have smoke for anything the red team's ever done. He doesn't have smoke for people actually legislating oppressive policies. He's actually very much in line with just where modern media is and the broader culture is right now. So it doesn't even resonate in the same way as something that's cultural or brave to say. You know, shout out to Badger, man. My man Badger, legendary. Badger is such a legend. From Project Blow to all the work as a graffiti artist, all the artists he's put on, from local astronauts, BTSN, everything. He's an artist to the core, and he was very disappointed. He was very disappointed in this Kanye conversation. He says the one thing that he noticed was that Ye always dresses the opposite of what his life is really like, right? He said Ye was dressing like a college student when he was a dropout. He dressed poor with the first Yeezy lines, looked like the Matrix clothes. He said he was dressing poor when he was really rich. He said he was dressing like a killer when he wasn't, when he was all masked up and everything all the time. And now he's dressing like a KKK member when he's not. He's not a KKK member, we know that. But he calls it artistically lazy. And one of the things that stood out to me, just being someone who watched this conversation twice, is that I was watched this 2 times. And the thing that did happen to me is I became desensitized to the fact that he is wearing a Klansman outfit. Now, some people would say, well, that's the point, right? And I wonder if that's a point that should be made. Does he want us to get comfortable with seeing Klansmen outfits? Does he want us to get comfortable with Nazis? Does he want us to get comfortable with forces that are very much alive and present in the legislature? Does he want us to get comfortable with Confederates? Is that what he wants? Because if you look from Jesus again till now, he's been selling Confederate flags and red hats and swastika shirts and Klansmen outfits. College Dropout comes out in 2004. He's been doing this since 2013. There for the past 12 years. He spent more time pushing these images, pushing these conversations, than he has not doing that. And then he says, and then everything comes back to him being the king, and everybody's going against God. The whole thing is really distracting. Badger also pointed out that's like the old Klans outfit. That, you know, they gave up the hood to the 70s. Now they're just wearing suits. You know what I'm saying? But like most things, like most times when Kanye talks these days, you know, he is someone who still has a massive connection to most of us. You know, I'd probably say all of us. You know, all of us. He's been such a titan in music and culture that it's very difficult for us to, a lot of us, to criticize him, be critical of the things that he says, or at least bare minimum separate ourselves from the work and art that he's created over time. And like I mentioned before, I've disconnected from him emotionally with the things that he does. But, you know, while I look at this conversation and I understand, you know, particularly, I can understand where he's coming from, particularly when it comes to other celebrities that have pissed him off. For me personally, if the best thing for society, as Ye describes it, is for everyone to come back to him and let him lead, and we all follow what Ye's doing, I don't think that rocking organizations of an imagery of organizations that actively legislate in the present day and historically against the Black community, marginalized communities, is the best way to get through to people that you should be the one that's in charge. But, you know, as the world turns, Kanye's perspective kind of stays the same these days. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments section. I'm very curious to see where this goes. Let me know if you watched the whole thing and what you think about it. I'll put a link in the description again. My name is Justin Hunt. Like, subscribe to the channel. Follow the Company Man on everything. Follow the Justin Hunt podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. It's all happening.
Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. The mathematical breakdown of this mighty game of rap we in. It's boom bapping. Systematical culture views that's radical, it's all happening. Shaking hands and dabbing it. Life through the lens of hip hop, from trip hop to yes, y'all, you don't stop, you don't stop. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening.